Hey guys, Bandit here, and today I'm going to be going over the potential for a Ghost Island 2 season. Now, this video will be broken into multiple parts. One of this will, of course, be talking about the likelihood of Ghost Island actually making a return on our TV screens. Another parts will actually be the advantages they could use in the second iteration, assuming that they won't reuse any of the relics already used from the original season and the people who have used them prior. And we will be seeing if production really has any incentive to bring out a Ghost Island 2. As for inspiration for this video, Rick Devon's playing his advantage menu given to him by Ron at the final 8 in Edge of Extinction was just that. Instead of throwing it into the fire, Jeff calmly took it and placed it under the podium, which is very weird considering he could have just thrown it in the fire. It could be nothing, but here on Bandit Survivor content channel, we like to theorize about these different occurrences. So anyway, why not make a substantial video out of this small anomaly anyway? Let's just get into the advantages I think that could be returning for a Ghost Island 2 season. First up, as showcased in the thumbnail, is Rick Devon's advantage menu, and when that was unsuccessful, then he played his hidden immunity idol. This happened at the final 7, and with Gavin having an extra vote, 8 votes were in play. Despite Ron trying to trip Rick up, Rick had his own idol and got his own back in the process. He eliminated 4 votes cast for him, voted for Aurora, but Ron received the final 3 votes. Rick was overjoyed as the mastermind attempting his demise was blindsided. This is the main history I think can be used. Again, Ghost Island 1 had some pretty underrated stories and advantages in it, like Andrea's idol she was eliminated with. So I think this can be a legitimate introduction. Plus, I felt it was a cool idea with various advantages to pick along with it. Being a pre-merge exclusive item helps its case a lot. And it'll be cool to see actually, and hopefully see it used in a proper way. Next up, of course, is the iconic Heroes versus Villains JT idol misplay that I also discussed in yesterday's video, but it was a huge surprise this wasn't in the original Ghost Island season. It was iconic, and Heroes vs. Villains is one of the most popular seasons among fans. It even had JT's lesser known idol in Game Changers, where he is voted out with it in his pocket. Because of this, JT giving the villains his idol is an easy sell for Ghost Island 2. Again, it plays into the identity that it was a bad move, and the new school player has to reverse the curse. Potentially, even the idol could have a twist like Jacob's legacy advantage, where the user that finds it must hand it to another member of the tribe, again reenacting the events of Heroes versus Villains. Again, that idea might be a bit too overboard and funky, but it helps just to add some extra energy to a potential extra season of Ghost Island. Next up, I felt like adding the first ever idol ever founded in Survivor, and that would be a really cool throwback. Again, Judd lying to his tribe and proving his disloyalty because Gary found it in a tree opposed to on the grounds really just hurts his game. It also allowed Gary to survive in extra tribal councils that can be used in reversing the curse as well if you need some reasoning for it being on the season. And I think keeping the advantage the same could be a fun spin on things, where this idol needs to be played before people get up to vote. Kind of like a safety without power, if you will, except you can still vote. The only issue is it's very long ago, and I'm not quite sure if the general participant on Survivor or even viewer in that case will recognize it. But I think it's a fun advantage to add to a season anyway, so it's worth the risk versus the reward. Now, to replicate the Eric Immunity Necklace giveaway in Season 16, I decided to bring Brandon's Season 23 Immunity Necklace giveaway into it as well. Now, South Pacific is less liked of a season than Micronesia, and overall that results in the Eric play being more iconic of a misplay than Brandon's. that being said, Brandon's misplay was just as bad as Eric's, in my opinion. They were never going to go Sophie over him, who was a jury threat, and he was very unlikely to beat Ozzy in a Redemption Island duel before anyone says that that's the reasoning. Again, I think this is a great historic misplay that stands up well versus Eric's. Joe Anglim is up next, the jewelry designer that unfortunately couldn't fool Mike with his great designs and fake hidden immunity idols. But we've seen other fake idols being brought back for Ghost Island, like Ozzy's stick and for some reason David's fake idol, which looked convincing. Jay was going home anyway. I don't quite get it. Anyway, I think making Joe the fake idol creator actually needing avenged is a cool contrast to what Ghost Island showed, where those that played the fake idols were instead in the wrong and needed their curse reversed. I think it'll be cool to see Joe's fake idol re-emerge on the show and see people reverse the curse, although let's hope this time it isn't played on a dead fish. Following on from this is Kelly Kim from Survivor Island of the Idols, and season 39 is just a weird season. I know production probably won't want to bring it up much, but in regards to recent advantage curses, you have to put this. If we're going to have James Clement double idol, then we're going to have two idols from Kelly Kim. Again, such a horrific betrayal by Dean, and a moment I feel even 10 years from now will be talked about. I feel like bring back the Kelly Kim double idol, hide them as a sort of Ty and Jason deal when they were brought to them in Ghost Island, where two halves make one whole idol. Again, I think split idols are really cool and involve players to think who they can trust in keeping the other half. So because of this being so inventive, yeah, put it on. Again, I feel like these split idols are best in the early stages pre-swap, so we'll need one for each tribe. Now, to be honest, I could have gone for the Mike X Lauren split idol from Heroes versus Healers versus Hustlers, but I decided to use Kim's from Winners at War. Again, it's just more iconic of a season with recency bias on its side over that. And Kim's idol play at the final 10 was upsetting because she was so close. But instead of idling Tyson, she idles Denise, who, unlike Tyson, didn't receive the majority of the votes. I feel like this is a great storyline to build up for a second shot where Kim was so close to coming out with the majority of that tribal council, but unfortunately fails. Again, like Kelly's idol in this Ghost Island 2 season, and ultimately Kim's split in the original Winners at War season, there are only two separate parts. Only when connected, the two parts create a full idol that can be playable. Again, I think if Ghost Island 2 were to return, something from Winners at War has to be brought back, and this is my personal take. Following on from that, we have Ty's extra vote from Co Wrong. Now, Co Wrong is a season that was represented in the original Ghost Island and is quite well liked by the general fan base even to this day. Because of this, I think it's quite easy to get another advantage from the season onto the show. This being Ty's extra vote, which was unfortunately wasted the final 7 in a 4-2-1 vote out of Jason when Ty tried to flip himself and Aubrey onto Jason's side and get out Michelle. Ty put 2 votes onto her, but it wasn't enough, and not even Jason voted for her, per Joe. Bringing back an extra vote, I think, is good, as every season 30 and post has had some twist involving a vote, and this fits pretty perfectly onto a season where all the advantages are returning from the failures of others. Next up is actually another one from Survivor Island of the Idols, but seeing as Ghost Island had 2 advantages from Game Changers, which really is not appreciated by the general public, then this is justifiable, especially when such a fan favourite in Janet was robbed. Idol nullified by DK Villain from the game, which broke through her idol and eliminated her. Now, sometimes in Ghost Island, items are swapped. So, for example, Ozzy's stick actually turned into a hidden immunity idol despite it being a fake one, and Ty and Jason's idols became weaker, as well as Sarah's steal a vote that turned into just a regular extra vote. But through the combination of the idol and nullifier, we could create a fun god idol. Now, before anyone complains about me saying in the past videos that god idols are overpowered for the game of Survivor, I mean god idol in reference to Survivor Australia's one. It can be used as an idle nullifier and placed into the urn before the votes are read, like the standard Survivor US version. Or also it can be played again just as a regular hidden immunity idol. This will be used in cool ways to show the power of Ghost Island can exude by combining two items to create one strong item in total. So there's a nice toss up for the individual using it as well. In total, with a cool origin story, I think that it allows a really good concept of how individuals can escape Janet's curse combined with the two items that tried to save her and send her home. Finally, we have Jessica from Millennials versus Generation X, an individual eliminated, unfortunately, due to RNG at the rock draw at the final 10. Now, Sierra's legacy advantage was used from Survivor Game Changers, which is fair enough. Remember that Sarah Lucina was the winner of that season, and that was her supposed big move. So it's understandable that, of course, coming straight off the back of that, again, Survivor Ghost Island was immediately filmed after that to the individuals that actually went onto the show. And because of that, having the identity in the mind that Sarah Lucina used that as her way to get her win is going to be in their mind. So I can understand it for a season just following season 34. But the way Jessica went out really wasn't her fault, as it was determined just by drawing the wrong rock. It was a 1 in 6 chance for her to be eliminated, and it was with a legacy advantage in her pocket, so she was well set up for the end game. Reversing the curse of Jessica and her legacy advantage, I think, would be a great final addition to the season, and with the legacy advantage being in several modern day seasons, I think its return, although I'm not the biggest fan of the legacy advantage, is pretty likely. And again, I don't think I'd mind it too much, because at least you're getting some sort of story and entertainment out of a legacy advantage, which by itself is a pretty much useless idol that can only be played at locked and certain tribal councils, and which is why the general fan base just doesn't really like it, just because it doesn't really offer that much in regards to an advantage. Now, as for the likelihood for Ghost Island returning, it's interesting. I think having Ghost Island to maybe the backdrop of some social pariah tribe division like Brain, Brawn, or Beauty, etc., could be a fun twist and could actually have some legitimacy in regards to working. Again, low rank seasons like Redemption Island and Edge of Extinction still have been brought back just under other different names with different dynamics like South Pacific, Blood vs. Water, and for Edge of Extinction, Winners at War Season 40. And again, I think Ghost Island was a good concept. It was just that it was unfortunate that the island itself fell flat in regards to just a game of luck where you have to smash the right urn or get the right buff at merge if you're Chris Noble. Again, turning Ghost Island into an exile island of sorts where you have to follow idle clues to get the advantage makes for more entertaining content, and we can see if people are willing to put in the work exploring Ghost Island for the relics. To be honest, I think it was a cool idea bringing back past relics and trying to reverse the curse of the people before you. We get some nostalgia hits when we see Ozzy's stick returning or JT's hero idol. It's kind of like a bridge between the two worlds where production wants to bring back returning players while also getting in new players to lead a new generation and also bring back its own set of returnees for things like Cambodia too. Again, I only put 10 advantages on this list because that's what the original Ghost Island season had, but there are an abundance of more advantages that could be used in the season if needed. For example, Fishback Steal a Vote, Jamie's fake idol plate thing from China, Eric's idol, which unfortunately was in his pocket when he was merge booted from Samoa, Ralph's idol from Redemption Island, Parvati's idol nullifier. I mean, the list goes on. You can even make a Ghost Island 3 with the leftover relics I didn't officially include in this video, but don't worry, I won't be going into that right now. Anyway, that's the end of this video in total. Thank you all for watching, and if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like again. Every form of support or feedback is so appreciated on this channel. As well as that, make sure to subscribe if you never want to miss one of my uploads. But with that being said, my laptop will be getting fixed next week, so unfortunately, videos like the history of Benjamin Coach Wade will have to unfortunately be pushed back a week, so you will have to wait for that a little bit. Again, apologies for that, but I hope you all understand. Sometimes life gets in the way of YouTube, and this form of life is getting my 10-year-old laptop checked. Anyway, that's enough for me. Thanks for watching this video all. Peace!